topic I'll be presenting on is comparative dialectology. To begin with, comparative dialectology is a part of linguistics. So, linguistics is the scientific study of language. It's based on theoretical and descriptive study of language. Linguistics studies every aspect of language, including vocabulary, grammar, the sound of language, how words evolve over time. Dialectology. Dialectology is the study of the regional forms of a language. It is considered a subfield of social linguistics. Dialectology studies how sound, word, and grammatical form vary within a language. It also looks at how these linguistic varieties can differ in several aspects, including vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Dialectology is based on primarily on geographic distribution and their associated features. Variation of most common occurs as a result of relative geographic or social isolation. It is considered a subfield of social linguistics. Dialectology studies how sound, words, and grammatical forms vary within a language. It also looks how these linguistic varieties can differ in several aspects, including vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Dialectology is based primarily on geographic distribution and their associated features. Variation most common occurs as a result of relative social isolation. Dialectology is a study of sound, words, and grammatical forms vary within a language, where the term is usually used to describe the study both of accent, that is the sound used within a language, and dialects, that is the differing grammatical structures and words used. Comparative dialectology. The comparative method is a technique in linguistics that studies the development of language. It compares two or more languages that share a common ancestor and then extrapolates backwards to infer the properties of that ancestor. The comparative method is used in historical linguistics to reconstruct an earlier language or a state of language. It compares related work and expressions in different language or dialects. Comparative linguistics studies the historical relationship of languages. It looks for regular correspondence between the language, phonology, grammar, and core vocabulary. The comparative method is an essential tool in the field of linguistics, offering insights into the historical development and relationship between languages. By comparing vocabulary, phonology, and grammar across languages, it is possible to identify and understand the changes that occur over time. Also known as comparative grammar, comparative linguistics, study of relationship or correspondence between two or more languages, and the technique used to discover whether the language have a common ancestor. Comparative linguistics also includes studying how the languages change, why languages are the way they are, why languages have both similarities and differences. The comparative method is a systematic approach used by linguistics to determine the historical relationship between languages or dialects, trace their development over time, and reconstruct their common ancestor, known as the proto-language. This method is primarily based on identifying and analyzing similarities and differences in linguistic features such as phonology, morphology, and vocabulary. Some of the examples of comparative linguistics include comparing the word padre and father in Italian and English, comparing the word pied and foot in Italian and English, comparing the word peace and fish in Italian and English. The comparative method is an essential tool in the field of linguistics, offering insights into the historical development and relationship between languages. By comparing vocabulary, phonology, and grammar across languages, it is possible to identify and understand the change that occur over time. Topics under comparative linguistics. Comparative linguistics is a vast field encompassing various aspects of language comparison. Here are some key points within this field. Core concepts. This is a primary tool used to reconstruct ancestral languages and establish genealogical relationship between languages. It involves identifying regular sounds, correspondence, and cognates across languages. Language families. Comparative linguistics classify language into families based on shared ancestry. Some major language families include Indo-European, Afro-Sino-Tibetan, and Dravidian. Historical linguistics. This branch of linguistics studies the historical development of language, including sound change, grammatical change, and change in vocabulary. Proto-language. A proto-language is a hypothetical reconstruction of the ancestor of a group of related languages. Phonology. This focuses on the sound system of language and how they are changed over time. Morphology. This studies the structure of words, including morphemes and their combination rules. Syntax. This examines the rules governing the way words are combined to form phrases and sentences. Lexicon. This focuses on the vocabulary of language, including its origin, evolution, and semantic change. Contact linguistics. This studies the effect of language contact, such as borrowing formation from other languages. Diachronic social linguistics. This examines the relationship between social factors and language change over time. Computational linguistics. This applies computational method to analyze and compare languages. Language universals. This investigates the common features shared by all languages. Typological linguistics. This compares and contrasts the structure and system of different languages. Language acquisitions. This examines how children learn language, including the role of knowledge and environmental factors. Language and cognition. This explores this relationship between the language and thought. Archaeolinguistics. This uses linguistic evidence to reconstruct past cultures and civilizations. By studying comparative linguistics, we gain valuable insights into the history and the evolution of language, the relationship between different languages, and the nature of human communication. This knowledge has applications into various fields, including historical research, language teaching, translation, and artificial intelligence. Importance of comparative linguistics. Comparative linguistics plays a crucial role in various fields and offers valuable insights across diverse disciplines. Here are some key points highlighting the importance. Understanding language, history, and evolution. Comparative linguistics help reconstruct ancestral language, unveiling the historical development and relationship between languages. This knowledge also allows us to trace the movement of people and culture throughout history, shedding light on past societies and migrations. By studying sound changes and grammatical shift, we can understand how language change over time and the factors influencing these changes. This knowledge contributes to a deeper appreciation of linguistic diversity and a dynamic nature of language. Classifying language and identifying relationship. Comparing linguistics allow us to classify language into families based on shared ancestry, providing a framework for the understanding the interconnections of languages across the globe. The classification helps us identify potential borrowing relationship and reconstruct language through comparative analysis. Studying related languages reveals their shared vocabulary and grammatical structures, facilitating language learning and translation between these languages. This knowledge can be particularly valuable in multilingual communities and for promoting cultural understanding. Enhancing language acquisition and education. Comparative linguistics offer insights into the universal aspects of language and how languages can differ structurally. This knowledge can inform language acquisition, research and contribute to the development of effective language Teaching methods. By understanding the historical development of languages, educators can help appreciate the language variation and develop more effective strategies for teaching diverse learners. Research in various fields. Comparative linguistics provide valuable data and tools for research in various fields, including anthropology, archaeology, history, and cognitive science. This information can contribute to reconstructing ancient cultures, understanding the evolution of human cognition, and tracing the spread of ideas and technologies across cultures. Promoting cultural understanding and tolerance. Comparative linguistics fosters awareness for the interconnectedness of language and cultures, highlighting the shared human experience across diverse communities. This knowledge can also contribute to reducing and discrimination based on language and promoting intercultural understanding and respect. By appreciating the historical and linguistic relationship between different languages, individuals can develop a broader perspective on the world and engage in more meaningful cross cultural interactions. Comparative linguistics offer a valuable lens for understanding language, culture, and human history. Its insights contribute to diverse fields, enhance language acquisitions and education, and promote cultural understanding. Reference: Google Bard AI, ChatGPT, Study Smarter, Science Direct, Cambridge Core, Brill. Thank you.